Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let us know what city and state you're from. You're joining us on another Chime LCA webinar. And of course, we've got Randy Carroll, who practically runs the whole sales team at Chime. I don't know what your position is, but it's a good position, buddy. So thanks for being on today. We're going to be talking about websites and the things we need to look for when it comes to running a great site, what you need to have on it, how it should look, and really what makes the sites rank on Google. And I'm going to hand it over to you, Randy, and then I'm going to chime in between what you say. You know what? I became so self-conscious of saying Chime. Now, every time I say it in all the webinars, I think of Chime, which is crazy.
Well, it's just infectious.
It's terrible.
It's in your mind. You can't. It's amazing. I've been listening to some Clubhouse talks, and I hear people say, why don't you chime in here? And I'm like, I would make that joke, but I'm not a speaker.
That's the best. All right, we got Nashville, Manchester, Madison, Wisconsin. That's cool. Lincoln, California, Lake Charles, San Fernando Valley. Patty, I was born in the San Fernando Valley. Nice to have you. San Antonio, sunny Ventura, obviously Tessa, Denver, Pittsburgh, and Jacksonville. Austin, I love Austin except for the humidity. The people there's some
ATL there. Also Rio Rancho, respect. I almost moved there out of college. I'm not going to say I'm glad I didn't, but I enjoy being in Atlanta.
New Mexico's awesome, dude.
I know, I've been. It's a good spot.
I love New Mexico. All right. Let's punt this off to you, man. Where do we start with websites?
Yeah, man. So I'm going to open up my screen share here in a second so we can kind of walk and talk and visualize what we're talking about. Yep. But one of the things I think is important to discuss when determining like website layout is having, just like with most things, you want to have an end in mind or a goal in mind. And in the real estate space, I really see it in one of two ways. People either want to have a vanity site where I can go to Tristan.com and I can learn all about Tristan and see all of his accolades and years of experience and what he likes to do and about him. And then there's another aspect of websites online that are heavily directed towards lead generation and lead conversion.
Got it.
Right. So there's best practices that you want to take in order to really maximize what it is that you're looking to do. And you can try to achieve both on the same website. I think it's less than optimal, but certainly not unheard of. At the same time though, Tristan, how many websites do you have? You have like 2 dozen.
I don't even know, but I know what my main website is, right?
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
That's the Chime site, and only because, and I'm going to get into this really quick, but only because of the loading speed. So a lot of people don't even know that they have to look into how fast your website loads. And one of the things that we love about our site is that it loads so quickly. And what happens is as Google crawls through all of these sites, your sites, whether it's a web app, right, on mobile, or whether it's the actual app on desktop, the website, it tries to see how fast it's loading so that it could rank it even higher. And that's one of the things you really need to look at when talking to a company that's building out your website, whether it's a WordPress site or whether it's a Chime site or whoever, it doesn't even matter. You really need to look at that. And then second to me is, how does it look on mobile? Because not everybody's going to have the app, right, or the ability to create one. How does the website look on mobile? Is it mobile friendly, right? Or is it all over the place? Because I've seen some pretty nasty websites as well.
Sure. Yeah. Some websites are pretty garbage from a mobile experience, and online traffic is trending more and more towards mobile traffic. So if your website doesn't respond, And also when it comes to lead generation, mobile ads generally are less expensive. So you're talking about being able to actually get a lower cost per click, which is an overall success when you're talking about just pure lead generation.
Yeah, and let me see if I can throw up my site. What do you have on your end? What are you going to show up so I can see what I want to show?
Yeah, I was thinking I was going to show more of the CMS tool in the background. So if you want to go kind of through the website design, so look, why don't we go through your website first so people can see what the finished product looks like, and then we can talk about some of the behind the scenes, like, gadgets and gizmos.
All right, I like that. Let me grab it. I was just on the back end system trying to take a look at because you were talking about the CPL on mobile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show that too, but I think people won't understand that until we get into what that looks like on the site. So let me get the site going, buddy.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, let me see here. All right, let's see if we can grab that. Good. Let me share my screen. Tell me when you can see it, that we can take a look. Any questions in the meantime, let me know. Here's what we've got on this end. Let me see if we can reload this really quick. Did you see how fast that loaded? That's insane, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I just clicked reload.
I love it.
This is my favorite. This is the reason that Chime sites rank up so high. People were like, well, why? That's why, right? Mm-hmm. And then one thing that I always tell people is, look, it's super cool to have a video here, but do you know how much time it takes to load that video and to run it on the back end? It's going to decrease your algorithm chances of ranking higher. Mm-hmm. Like that video is going to take up a lot of space depending on who's checking out your site. So as you scroll down, you can see we cover Malibu, so Westlake Village, Calabasas, those areas. That's my shot right there, and then those are the two main areas that we cover. If you want to take a look at the site, it's just tristanandassociates.net. And then we always have the buy, sell, neighborhoods, the blog, and then the about. That's really it. The main thing that you have to see on all sites is people come to your sites to take a look at property. This is why this is at the forefront, right? Mm-hmm. The background picture tells them where we're from, where we're at, right? It gives you an insight as to where they're looking. And then as they type here, just make it as easy as possible to find homes, because that's what they're coming in for, right? Mm-hmm. And then again, look how fast that loaded. That's insanely fast. These are the things that people look for, right? How fast, how easy it is to search, and the details and information we can get from the sites. So let me see if I can zoom in here really quick. All right, now as you're going in and zooming in, you have to make it as easy as possible for people to search for property too, right? How easy is it? And then obviously, if you're going to have this is how we capture information, right? So if you want to take a look at more, then you're going to have to put in your information. The thing that I like is that the IDX is built into the site. And if we take a look at the back end, here's some of what we're spending on Chime. You see the back end here. It breaks down the lead count, the clicks, and the impressions, right? So far it tells you I'm at an average of $8.30 per lead, which is really good. And it tells us here even the breakdown of the areas. Right now we're targeting just on Chime, because we also have spend everywhere else. But on Chime, we're targeting Malibu and we're targeting Simi Valley. Those are the two areas that we have. Here's our current spend for the last few days, and our CPL, our per area as well. And that has a lot to do with what we have on the front end. People are wondering, well, let's go back a little bit. Where are they landing, right? Mm-hmm. So
that's exactly it. This experience right here is where CPL is kind of make or break, right? This experience from this moment on right here, as far as online lead generation goes, this is where you either inflate or deflate your cost per lead.
Exactly. And so this is where you have to decide, well, where should people be landing if I'm creating an ad on Google, right? Where are they going to land? Because you don't want them at the highest priced home, right? And you don't want them on the lowest priced home either, right? Like a lease, right? You want them somewhere in the middle, in the median price. So if I'm going to be creating some ads, this is the median price, 3.8 million in Malibu. So I want to target homes that are in that area, right? So if I'm working with the team in this case with Chime, I'm going to be like, all right, let's come up with some price points, right, as our search criteria, and just drop those in first, because chances are, if they're coming in that median price point, they're more realistic, right? They're not just coming in and taking a look at, well, let's take a look at where Matthew Perry lives, right? Or let's take a look at where Barbara Streisand lives on Point Doom, or Tony Stark, right? I gotta do a shout out.
You got to, obviously.
Anyway, but that I wanted to show, and I wanted to see if we have any questions here in the meantime as I transfer over to you.
Yeah. So
what's up, Michael? From cold and rainy Germany. We got Michael from Germany.
Was ist los? Wie geht's?
Oh, look, there you go. I don't know what he said, but Michael, that's for you, baby.
Mein Deutsch nicht so gut.
And Tracy says everybody needs a website. Facebook can shut you down in a heartbeat. Exactly. Website, I've got one. Ramiro says they're still onboarding. Is it possible to get the text to emulate an existing website? What is that, Randy? The answer to that, can somebody copy a website, make it look like that one?
That's a good question. I know there's some things that our tech team can copy. I don't know if that is one of them, but we can definitely ask about it.
Yep. All right. Barry is asking a question. Tristan, are you using the KW command package and hosting it on Chime? Barry, I'm not. I'm still having that as a separate entity, only because on KW command, they don't offer dynamic ads for retargeting. And that's how we keep our whole database of 100,000 people alive and coming back. So dynamic ads is a crucial part to our website and to our nurturing and to everything that we do. Gene is asking, how do you get it to load fast? Gene, they've got these little magic elves on the back end, and it's like, I can't explain it. No, their tech team on the back end, which is actually pretty shy. They do such a great job on removing everything that slows down sites in general, and the coding is super clean. So you compare Chimes with other sites, and the load speed is, Chimes is at the very, very top when it comes to websites in general for loading. So it all has to do with the coding. And Tracy, this is what I have in the process with Chime. Ooh, I want to take a look at Tracy's. Hold on, I'm gonna share Tracy's, and of course it loads super fast. Give me a second, I'm gonna share it. Ooh, okay, Tracy, I love the video. Let me show everybody. I love the video, but it's gonna load a little slower. And if you're okay with that, because you're leading people that you already have on your database, that is fine. It's not a problem. And also on the app, the video doesn't load on the web app version of this. Just remember that part. Let me see how fast the load is on the video. It's slightly slower. Did you notice that, Randy? So check this out. Watch.
Yeah, everything else pops up first.
Half a second, right? Let's go to mine really quick. That's pretty quick, dude. Look. How about 1, 2, or about it ranges between a second to 2, and then I'm going to load mine. That's like less than 0.2 of a second. So that's crazy. So I wanted to share that. The difference is there. So just know that Google will rank yours a little lower typically if you are going to try to get more SEO, search engine optimization. Lisa, how would you compare Chime to Sync? Lisa, I quit Sync in January for 2 reasons. One is the website, load speed, and search engine optimization. That's all in one. And then the lead quality for the Google PPC that we're running with Chime. Patrick, Tristan, were you saying videos don't load at all on the Chime mobile app? From my experience, Randy, I don't see the videos loading at all. It changes it to an actual picture when it's the mobile app. So I'm going to give that.
And that's in order to protect load speeds on mobile apps, because a desktop generally loads much more quickly.
And John's got a question about dynamic ads. John, we won't be going into that. We just wanted to showcase the site today. We wanted to really talk about what makes websites more attractive, what you should be looking for, and whatever. It doesn't matter what company you go with. We wanted to showcase those things that you need on a site typically right now. And the number one makes sense here, which is load speed. And let's see, all the way German. Oh, yeah, good. That's what I have. Perfect. All right, so Tracy, I love the color of your site too. So good choices. Michael in the United States. So Michael's from Germany. He's asking if all the properties on our site are ours. In the United States, the IDX allows us to be able to showcase all the listings from all agents. That's part of us being able to join the local MLS, the local board. And so we can showcase all of those listings. John has a question for you, Randy. Can you point me to the resource for dynamic ads via Chime? Yeah. So just reach out to him.
Yeah, reach out. If you're not a Chime client, reach out to me. If you are a Chime client, reach out to your CSM.
Yep, you got it. All right, going back to the site, Randy, I want to explain to people that, again, the number one thing you're looking for here is, for me, load speed and this right here. I need this to be at the very front of your site. And why? Well, look, I'm going to just show you something. You go to our competition. It's the first thing there, right? You go to our other competition. Well, that's a website. Hold on. Here we go. That's one of the properties that we were looking to list. Too far away for us. I'm going to go back to Redfin, but look at this at the very top. And on the mobile version, this is what shows first, right? Find a home, sell a home, see home estimate. Again, right? Same thing. Mm-hmm. So we go back to ours, right? There it is. Search for properties. That's what it comes down to. This should be at the forefront. And look, I know Keller Williams has that. They emphasized on that. But if you go back 4 years, Zillow and Redfin have already been doing this for years, right? Mm-hmm. And so the next thing you need to look for is what's next. Well, for me, again, is the loading speed. I want to rank higher. And then the content that goes into your sites is extremely important. This is why we get found on Google so often, from mm-hmm. what we put on our blogs in our neighborhoods and our buy and sell sections too. So anything you want to add on this, Randy?
No, I think just when you consider why would you copy something like what Zillow and Redfin is doing, it's simply because that's what the consumer is used to, right? So if the consumer, Zillow's getting hundreds of millions of views a year, a month, the consumers are used to searching that way. So you want your consumers to feel, comfortable when they come to your website, right? If you bring them to your website and they have to learn a totally new experience, they're more likely to just say, screw this, I'm going to go back to what I'm comfortable with.
That's the key. Do you have the back end to show us how to build the sites, what to change around? I know you have.
I absolutely do.
That's on CMS, right?
Yep, absolutely. So can you see my screen now?
I see it.
Perfect. So if you're a Chime client, CMS tool is this 4 little box icon here. You click on this, it brings up the site CMS. You click on this, and it will bring you into the CMS tool kind of at large. So a lot of everything Tristan showed you just a second ago is edited through this tool here. And if you have any IDX CRM tool, they will have their own version of a CMS. CMS stands for Content Management System. The strength of a CMS, like anything else, is going to vary. So you may have some functionality that we walked through today. You may not have it. It may be a piece of functionality that your provider has to do for you, or you have to hire a developer to do. So again, like a CRM or like various other technology products, the quality of your CMS tool can change, right? So y'all may have some of these tools, you may not. But what I wanted to cover first, and we're kind of going out of order here. Well, first I'll just point out the overview, right? So this is kind of like your shortcut page. I saw a comment in there about looking for help center articles about best practices. You can see, these are some actual shortcuts to help center articles. And if you click on this, they'll take you to even more. And if you have questions about improving your SEO, then you can see actually we've got an article here that will take you through how to improve your SEO. One thing I want to point out again, if you're not familiar with the difference between pay-per-click lead generation and SEO lead generation, pay-per-click is essentially paying to skip all the other sweat equity you have to put into your website to get to the top of the page, right? So you're paying to skip to the front of the line. With SEO, it's going to be a little more sweat equity, and it's not going to give you as instant results, but the results are going to improve over time, and it's not going to cost you anything extra besides some of the time that you put into setting up, metadata, regular blogging, backlinking, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not an expert on, the exact metadata you should include and how to increase backlinking, but we've got some best practices here to teach you, exactly what you should be doing. You can see you've got some videos here. And again, if you're not a Chime client, you should talk to your provider about what options they have in order to increase SEO, or you should just become a Chime client.
Huh. So good. All right, show me what you got right here.
So again, this is the overview, and these are some shortcuts, right? So if we want to talk about some common conversations that our clients have, or common edits that they want to make, you can find those here. And the first thing I want to go to is lead capture, simply because this is really tying in with what we were talking about earlier in terms of increasing or decreasing your cost per click, or your cost per lead, I should say, right? Your cost per click, this has really no impact on that. But when it comes to cost per lead, getting leads to register, that determines your cost per lead, right? If it's $1 per click and 10 people visit, one person signs up, you've got a $10 cost per lead. If 2 people sign up, you have a $5 cost per lead. So you can improve that registration rate through some of this functionality, and you can also gear this towards getting maybe some of the people you do want to register. I think Tristan would agree that the conversation these days is gearing away from cost per lead and more so to cost per conversion. And while you obviously you don't really want to have a high cost per lead per se, but you want to have the best possible cost per conversion. What I appreciate about with Chime is that you can really configure your website to fit the type of prospective lead that you may want to work with. So lead capture, this right here, it kind of comes out of the box ready for you. I wouldn't get too caught up in something like this. I personally think the 2-column look is better because it gives that list of benefits. And we definitely did see a decrease in cost per lead when people moved to this 2-column approach. But the questionnaire piece is something that I really like because it allows our clients to customize the type of information they're getting from their leads before they actually register. So do you have any comments or preferred questions you like to ask Tristan for your leads?
Well, actually, I went over this with your whole Chime backend team.
Oh, nice.
These are the questions that I asked.
What am I here for then? You should just do the whole thing.
I'm just saying, dude, I'm like, hey, we really need these questions. So they're right there.
I love it.
Exactly what we went over. I told them to keep it to about 3 or 4 questions. So they did. And this is obviously for when we're running Google pay-per-click leads, because Facebook lead ads, they're already built in those questions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Perfect.
we don't really need that there. But I love this lead capture questionnaire because a lot of people forget about this part.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, there's a question from Facebook by Trevor. What's up, Trevor? Aren't these sites cached already? Should show the loading speed incognito for demo. Correct. Do me a favor, Trevor, do that on your end, and you can see how fast they are. And I will send you the link here in a second, so you can take a look at my site, and then you can take a look at also what was the site Silicon Beach Properties, both. This way you can tell the difference on your own, but they're pretty quick regardless. Back to you, Randy.
Awesome. Yeah, again, just some of the things I like to throw in here is the fact that you can actually customize your own question as well, right? One of the examples of a customized question here is preferred language. So if you're running ads in Spanish, which perform really well actually, yep, and you want your registration prompt to ask preferred language, I would imagine the person's going to add in Spanish, but it's something that just overall increases the user's experience.
Very true. Very true. If you want to showcase, how does the chat bot work there?
So this is different than the AI assistant, just for clarity, right? This is something that you would use in lieu of the AI assistant. Again, I recommend the AI assistant, but if you're not interested in using it, this chat box here gives you another opportunity for lead capture, because this is actually occurring before the lead registers. So you can see, you can actually change just some of the settings here. Mm-hmm. But what I appreciate is you can actually implement Facebook Messenger if you prefer. You can have this be a live chat if you prefer, or have this the consumer just leave a message, and the chat bot will tell, or chat box will tell you they'll get back to you.
All right, perfect. There's a question from Facebook, and I'm going to go back and actually I'll do the incognito window too, so people can see the difference. Question from Missy. Missy, great question. Can KV Core compare at all? You know, it can. It does compare, but we've run it side by side, and obviously this is just my opinion. Chime does end up being a little bit better, and the site's definitely better, 100% better. And there are some other things here and there, depending on if you use them or not, are better. Number 2 is, should this be a lead gen site that directs back to the CRM? This is definitely a site that you hopefully use as your CRM as well, because it's a built all-in-one type of thing. So Randy, I'm going to steal your screen really quick, and then I'm going to open up an incognito window. Give me a second. Incognito window, and then I'm going to just dump the link in there for Tristan and Associates.net. Click enter, right? And there you go. I mean, what was that? Half a second or less? That was super fast. Now, let's take a look at the other one that we had, which was Real Estate Silicon Beach. I'm going to grab this one. This one's going to be a little slower. Remember that? But I hadn't cached this one. Actually, it was the same speed. Damn it.
Yeah, that was a new one. That was a new one.
Well, you can see both extremely fast. And I'm going to go back just to show the back end of what I think is important, and just so we can really showcase what you need to be focused on. This is the back end of Chime on creating the sites, right? You've got, like Randy was showing, the lead capture section, navigation, blogs, and the blog, just so you know, is connected to WordPress. So even easier, right? Site style, team info, and integrations both work great. I wanted to show you this, the page editor, because the pages and the style, let's say you go to style, you can change that up. You also have templates you can change out super quick, right? And you see how all the templates focus around search, because that's the most important thing, right? This is, again, going back to what you need to have. And then I wanted to also show how easy it was to edit, because that's important, going right back to it. See, I went right back to it, and I can change out the different pages, reorder them, and see whatever it is that we need to do. Anything else that you want me to touch on, Randy, important wise? I just wanted to showcase the things that I thought were the most important, besides the lead capture and the ability to showcase what you should have at the beginning of the page. One thing that was a question that I saw earlier, can you put a Facebook pixel on it? Because I know some sites are limited, and yes, you can. You see, you have Google Analytics you can tie it to. Most sites do have that. And then Facebook pixels, some don't. So you can simply add that right there, which is great. And it also allows you to connect your Zillow reviews as well. And that should do it on my end, man. Anything I missed?
One thing I'd like to point out is going to be the blocks piece, because yes, having templates are nice. I think everyone wants some degree of a template so they don't have to build something from scratch. But the functionality of the blocks allow you to really configure your website to look different from other clients. You know, I know with some of our competitors, every single website looks the exact same, you know, for better, for worse. Ultimately, with that block functionality, and I can pop this open and go over it real
Let's
quick.
take a look.
You can configure this to really look however you'd like. So this is a dummy site. This is one of the templates, right? Something that Tristan just showed you can change kind of at your discretion. When you click blocks here, you're going to see probably 24 dozen options appear. You know, agent directories, banners, blogs, call to actions. You know, everyone can read, so I'm not going to necessarily read every one of these to you. But you can add any of these blocks in any particular order. You can move them around. You can, it's truly just, there you
go.
This.
Add it the whole screen.
What? You know what? It's because I was eating and got greasy fingers on my. I got greasy fingers on my computer. I'm not kidding.
You're not allowed to touch the computer anymore.
I know, dude. Who are you telling?
I'm going to answer a question in the meantime. Ramiro says, Tessa's saying, is this cookout, Randy? Did you cook out right before this?
No comment. No comment.
Ramiro saying, I know search is important. Thoughts on home valuation feature. Some have them side by side. Ramiro, that's a really good point. And I do think home valuation feature is important as well. And what we've noticed is that most people that come in looking to move and looking to sell a home, they want to make sure that there's a place that they can move to first. So in their mind, psychologically, they usually become buyers first. So they're like, I wonder what it would be like to buy a home here. Let's take a look at what's out there. And then once they see that that's possible, then they start going back and saying, well, how much is my home worth, right? So that's the process. And yes, I do think that both are important, just in different orders. So, War, what are you showing me here, man? Market Snapshot.
Yeah, so you've got, we did a webinar about this a few months back when we added the live functionality, right? You can stream from Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom through your Chime website. Still think that's hugely impactful. You know, market snapshots, market trends. You know, we provide a lot of content here for you. You know, partners, quick search, reviews, etc. So if you want to integrate your Zillow reviews, you can do that. If you have reviews you want to add here, you can do that as well. Search bars, more information about the teams, videos. I mean, as you can see, the number of blocks is quite bountiful. So once you have your blocks in here, you can just drag them around and it will change the order.
I love that.
And then if you want to edit them, you simply click here and
Being
there we are.
Being able to run a live through your website is extremely important. I'm surprised other websites haven't allowed that yet.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually pretty surprised about that as well. Think about the reach you have when you can market a live stream to your entire database instead of just your Facebook friends, right? I mean, I know you're maxed out with Facebook friends, Tristan, because you're the most popular person I know. So you've got 5,000 people there, but your database probably has 50,000 people there, right?
Yeah,
so you could market a live stream to a pretty significant sum of people.
Blast it out to everybody. All right. Ron has a really, Randy Ramiro has a really good question for you, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Which cookout do you go to in Atlanta? I'm close to the one off of Moreland Avenue on I-20. Let me know next time you go.
Yeah, that's the one I go to. I'm serious. Moreland.
Ron has a question on CRM. Yeah, I'm gonna steal your window. All right.
Do it.
Just so that I can showcase the back-end CRM. So Ron, great question. We were focusing more on the site on this one, but great question. Here's the back-end CRM. So here you would go to right there, that button I pressed on. It would take you to the back end of the website so you can fool around with that. Other than that, though, here is the CRM portion. So you see you have the agents on my team, the phone number of the contacts, how many times they've logged on. They even lead score the people. And as you go deeper into it, you can see where the leads are coming from, right? So you can see I also have leads coming in from Ylopo. This is from the website directly. That's organic, right? And then you have Chime paid leads, and then Ylopo, other, Ylopo, typically others organic as well. And you see I have a lot of Ylopo and Chime paid leads. But this is the back end. So we're able to then go in, let's say to Deborah, and we would take a look, and we have everything on Deborah here. She's a brand new lead. So the analysis, if we press the analysis, it won't be full. This is why the lead score is so low, right? She's only visited one time. As she comes back, we'll be able to see the lead score change and us reaching out. I mean, we're doing our best to reach out to her. Check this out. The system imported it. She was assigned to the lead. The system already set up a property alert, and it shows us how they came in. It was a Ylopo ads word. And if we want to take a look at the back end of what that looks like, we just click on there because they have full integration with Ylopo. Then it looks like we edited some details already, our lead ISA. Then Deborah viewed this property. We can take a look at it and then see, check this out. This was one of the questions that they answered. I'm casually browsing right now. And she also said her time frame is 6 to 12 months, right? So then we start seeing other property that she's looking at. We're getting a clearer picture of what she's looking at. And then you see the auto email that went out from Luis to Deborah. Hey, these are some 7 homes that we've taken a look at. Now she just came in, so my agent hasn't reached out to her by text, which he's going to do in the next few minutes. So we can take a look at a property right here on the left. We can see what other properties match based on what she came in looking at. So let's say we clicked on those and we're like, oh, what else is she looking at that possibly could work, right? And from here, we can choose which properties we can send to her by text. So my internet is a little slow right now. It's running on a whole bunch of things, but here, let's say we found this one for her. It says it matches, right? I can send it to her from here, right? I can send it by text or I can email it to, so here we go. I'm going to just be like, hey, here's a text, go take a look at this, right? Or I can post it to social and I can, the listing agent, it tells me who the listing agent is, so I don't have to open up the MLS at all. There's so much to go over here, but I don't want to go into it too much because our goal was to just showcase the websites, what the best things to do with websites and what you need on your website. So Randy, anything I missed in closing here?
No, I'm pretty squared away here. I know I mean, we could spend another 2 hours going through every nook and cranny of the system, but that's better to do on a one-to-one basis, right? So if
Agreed.
anyone feels like they need to get just an audit of their website or compare what they have to what Chime does, reach out to us. I'll connect you with our sales guy who's been around longer than we've actually actively been selling Chime, and he can tell you he can run an audit on your website, show you what you're doing well, where it could improve, and then compare it to what we can offer you at Chime. So I think it's just a great opportunity to get an idea of where you are with your website and where you could improve.
All right, and then Ron asks, is this integratable with Command? No, it's not. And then Patrick saying maybe a question for Chime support. Randy, I don't know if you know the answer to this one.
I've not heard that, so I would need to ask.
All right, Patrick, we'll ask, but best is to go to support, and then maybe on the next one when we go on to the back end, we may be able to answer that as we go. Also, Patrick, if you're not part of the Chime community on Facebook, jump on there, and maybe we can get that question answered a little quicker. Tracy says she's just starting to play with text codes. Very cool way to get phone numbers. That's right, Tracy. And then Lisa says, I'd like to chat with someone about the comparison with my sync site.
Perfect.
Lisa, best person to talk to was Randy. He used to work for Commissions Inc., and now he works for Chime. So, I mean, you're not going to get better than that. So Randy, what's your email address? We'll throw it on there, and then we'll call it a day, and we'll see you at Cookout.
I see Ramiro there. My email here. Let me just Randy.Carroll. Yeah, my email is randy.carroll@chimeinc.com. Exactly like it's spelled there. Randy.Carroll@chimeinc.com. Reach out to me. Happy to answer any questions, help you the best I can. And I look forward to hearing from you.
All right. And then remember, this is recorded, so it'll go on our YouTube channel. It's called LabCoatAgents. And if you're looking for us online, I know one person was, just go to LabCoatAgents.com. And if you just want to find the Facebook group, it's inside of Facebook. It's LabCoatAgents. And there's Randy's email address. Thank you for joining us. Randy, I still haven't tried Cookout, dude. So,
I would, I'd mail it to you, but I don't think it travels well.
That's terrible. I don't want to hear that crap.
They use fresh ingredients, so it would spoil, unlike many of the other fast food places.
Oh, love it. Right before this webinar, I was with Daryl Davis, and he recommended a place called birdsblack.com, and it's all about pies, like pies. So I'm just gonna put it up in the link here. Why not? I'm gonna put it up in the chat box.
Birds Black.
If you like pies, take a look at that. I think I'm gonna order an apple pie from there.
Yes, apple pie for sure.
Apple pie is my favorite.
Warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream. It's a wrap.
That's it. And that's a wrap. Randy, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome day.
Thanks, everyone. Y'all take it easy.